Well, it's a good goddamn thing that the bass player provided me with this Cliff Bar.
Why is that?
We ain't sponsored by these motherfuckers, but today we're surviving on it.
Thank you for your contribution. Thank you.
And thank front of the house, Mr. Goodbars, for providing us this wonderful opportunity in production.
Thank you.
I'm glad to be here, man. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you.
Studio looks great. I'm starving to death. Did you know? You probably don't even know this. And this is why I'm wearing this hat. This is the worst. I mean, I've been an entertainer, a full-time entertainer, for like 6 years. Wow. And wow, nothing. What that means is December means I'm starving to death. It's the weirdest thing. I mean, this is, if you want to talk about like entertainment, and you guys don't know, behind the camera today, my one and only true love, Miss Melissa Wolf, is behind the camera in the studio. She's never here on the studio, so she's never seen all of this. But she's gotten so many complaints about me being on this live cast. There's a lot of people that want me to bang the table. They say, Will, go crazy. We want to see when you get crazy and excited and bang the table.
Do you, bro?
And then there's a whole bunch of other fans that are like, oh, no, that's all we see is this guy Will now. And I'm trying to explain to everybody that most of our content is distributed evenly throughout the week. Like if you first, well, you know, we're a rock and roll band. You know, this isn't like a self-help program or, you know, a treatment center for psychopaths. This is we play rock and roll music, and you know the music is obviously a backdrop, if you will. It's a soundtrack to all of our personalities and all the people that are in our communities. But this particular live cast that we do here on Twitch, we're on YouTube, we're also on Facebook right now, and wherever else where the fuck we're at.
We're like
Are we
everywhere.
not somewhere? I'm looking back there.
It seems like we're everywhere.
Are we not somewhere? I'm asking the...
We're all over.
We're all over.
All
Okay,
over.
I just didn't know if we were anywhere.
We're
Wait, bro.
everywhere.
What?
I just gotta say,
What?
bang the motherfucking table, bro.
Oh, okay. You know, I I feel you.
I feel kind of weird
Yeah,
that like
JD
they
said
have them
bang
like
the
so like
table.
divided. It's so like, oh, we're for like the for you banging on the table. And then
Table
there's like
banging.
a whole like other group of people. It's like we're not for that. Like please not do
Well,
that. It's so
it's
that's a lot of
important-
pressure.
It's important to understand that our priority as a heavy metal band, as a hard rock band, is to make music. But if you hadn't noticed, this is social media, and these platforms offer us a variety of ways to create content. And if you know anything about us, we're a variety kind of band. We don't just do hard rock or heavy metal. We don't just do screaming. We don't just do singing. We don't just do, sometimes it might be Melissa, sometimes it might be, you know, a duet, sometimes it might be an acoustic song, right? We also do, behind the scenes, we have a studio downtown where we do commercials, right? And we do voice, bless you, bless your heart, where we do voiceovers, commercials. We also have an internet video game club. It's kind of like our sister. What?
ICG.
Oh, gosh.
Jinx, you owe me a soda.
Yo, that was really cool. That was really cool.
That's because they're the twins.
That sounded great. I'm taking that.
These guys are,
You can timestamp.
These guys are celestial twins. You like that,
Oh,
Lex?
God.
I do. I really want Johnny to be my brother. I really do.
Can't be blamed for any of the irresponsible shit that happens on this program. No, but I do want to make it clear that I am responsible for only the few moments every single Wednesday and every hump day.
Bang the table.
Wednesday, let me.
Right. So by demand, we voted, we polled.
Y'all voted.
But we asked the fans, you know, How do you guys feel about there being another live cast during the week, every week, in addition to Melissa's live cast on Sunday, which is Swarm TV? Swarm TV is hosted by Melissa on Sundays. Melissa is the lead singer of the band, if you guys didn't know. I play the guitars and compose the music in the band. So in 2010, before we knew anybody here in this room, or before we knew who the fuck you were, me and my girlfriend, Melissa, created a rock and roll band called Sepsiss. So I know for a few people are finding out now
For the very first time.
that I write all the fucking music, and that Melissa's my girlfriend, and we've been doing this for a long time, and we never really, we never planned on having a professional band or anything. Most people don't know that you've been in the band for 8 years. Most people don't know that, me and the keyboard player are responsible for the audio and video and the tracking, and most people wouldn't know that. So for the first time, somebody said the other day in one of the Sepsiss comments, they said, you guys need to get rid of that guy. Well, that would be weird, because I made it all up.
That would definitely be weird. For sure.
So I hate to, so for some of you who are, the good news
I
is,
just had to make that known. That would definitely be weird.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I don't know how to swallow that. Like, that was the
It
first
can't
time
be
you
s-
brought something like
I didn't tell you about any of this.
sepsis without bro. I can't even
I've
process
asked,
that.
here's something that, and there's a lot
Right.
of, hold on, there's a lot of creative control in my band. Like, they would never know how much I would say, hey guys, write 10 songs with me today. How many, this is the one band in the fucking world that, like, Askin Alexandria would never let you do this. Like, the bass player from Askin Alexandria, I highly doubt that he can come to the tent. Now, if I'm wrong, I'll put my foot in my mouth. Just not on Facebook. But here's the thing. If you can get a band at our level, yeah, do it. Let me blow some smoke on that. Now, if you can get a band at our level, that is willing to admit that each and every single songwriter could potentially be every member of the band. Now, I told you before, just that we're a 6-piece band. The coolest thing about a six-piece band, a sextet. That's some
Whoa.
kinky shit.
That is so
We're a sextet.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
are a sextet, yeah.
That's what it's called.
It's dope.
There's not many of them. Put in the comments. Put however many bands you know with 6 people in it that exist. I swear on this Cliff Bar that by the time
I got 2,
Go ahead.
but they're A-listers, so I don't
They're
know.
A-listers?
I don't know
Okay.
if that counts. Would be Dream Theater and Slipknot, but those are
many
the
has
only 2
Dream Theater
bands that I
have?
know that have 8 additional people or so.
There's 8 people in
Or
Dream
6.
Theater? I didn't know that. I learned
how,
something.
yeah,
new.
how many additional members do you think they've had throughout the years?
I know Dream
Is it the
Theater
same folks?
swapped. No, they swapped out a lot.
Okay, I was
So-
just guessing. I don't have a problem with that.
Me
I'm just
neither.
saying. There are a lot of people that were in Sepsiss before that are a massive part of building the band,
It's a community.
but don't play here now. But they still brought a ton of fucking value.
Yeah.
Staff members too. I got so I'm not disappointed in any of this. I need you to know this. But what I'm saying is the very value of having a sextet. That sounds like some really fucking weird shit. But the value of having that many people in a room sharing their experience and playing music is difficult to keep up, let alone to get good. Most people quit a band like that because you'd have to stay in it long enough to get good at it.
Yeah.
Like some people have quit our band because I'm a dick. But other people have quit because it's hard to do.
especially getting 6 people in the room, especially practicing
And being
your
on
own.
time and getting along and being, being nice to each other and treat. I mean, there's a lot
And
that goes into it.
trusting each other.
Yeah,
It's
there's
a
a lot.
lot. It's literally having a relationship
Now-
with 6 people because you're spending money together, you're eating together, you're living together, like you're doing incredible things. So for 6 people to all be in the same room, all at the same time, all the time, and for no one to have a fight, it's a miracle.
And we do have fights.
We do. Absolutely.
People should know that. Am I chewing too much in the Oh, talking to the microphone. A little
Talking
bit
to
more.
microphone, my Johnny.
My bad. How's that?
That was a good thing that he added to you
Yeah,
added.
no, that
though.
was
It
really
just needs to
good.
be
That was-
louder.
That's it.
No, I appreciate that, Johnny. And the thing is Johnny has the experience not just in this band. When I was playing 10 years ago, I saw Johnny in the scene playing in a band. A lot of people don't know we're an old band. So a lot of people are like, "Oh man, get rid of that fucking guy." I got more fucking gray hairs than you got in your whole music catalog. I guarantee you, I ain't going nowhere.
Here to stay, motherfuckers.
I did 12 years in prison. I told the judge to go fuck himself. Little old rock and roll never scared me.
Word is bond.
Real shit.
So the point, but I do want to add that the 6 people that are in this act, the professional, we've never had a professional part of the act. So, me and Melissa started the band for fun because we love each other and we're best friends and we like music. We started the band when we were younger because we used to go to Warped Tour and look at all the cool bands. And, we say, wouldn't it be cool to be in a studio and have a podcast and a celebrity merch girl and all this other stuff, That's what we thought would be fun. We didn't think it would get us a bunch of money. We didn't think it was going to, we were going to be friends with a bunch of celebrities. I mean, we used to, work as stagehands, Lexi. So we were working for Marilyn Manson. We were working for guys like Alice Cooper. I was moving stages for Ask and Alexandria. I moved theater. I moved theaters for Dream Theater.
Wait, move theaters. What? I'm
I have-
picturing
I've-
you literally moving a theater
I've
from
moved-
one place to
Yes,
another.
I've moved Dream Theater. I've moved their theater for their dream. I've
You
done
moved other
I've done
people's dreams.
yes, Ariana Grande, Zach Brown Band, New Kids on the Block. I've done Kiss, Motley
Zach,
Crue.
Did you do Zach Wild?
I did. Yes, I did. Hailstorm, Picture Me Broken, some bigger ones. Kelly Clarkson. Probably the biggest show I ever did was Kelly Clarkson. Fucking massive. The point, and that's where Eric comes from. If you guys want to know where Big E comes from,
What?
and that's also where Bars comes from.
Indeed.
We all come from the theater.
The first
in
one-
the arenas and building big arenas, video wall, pyro. That's why we know how to do all this shit.
I learned something new about E.
We weren't a
I didn't
band.
know that.
We weren't a band. Me and my brother were on the beach in Cocoa, Florida, and we were out down there with some sluts, and we were drinking margaritas. And he goes, "Man, you know what you should do?" And I said, "When?" He said, "You should start a heavy metal band." And we went, and that weekend there was Warped Tour in New Hampshire. We flew back from New Hampshire. This will be another story for another day. We flew back from New Hampshire. He's out there somewhere listening to this. We flew back from New Hampshire. There was Warped Tour that day. I got home and gave me a couple tickets to Warped Tour. He goes, "Let's go scout this shit out, see if we could do it." The first day I ever seen Melissa Wolf was that day. I didn't know who she was, but I remember she had on trip pants and everything, and she had the different color hair and everything. She had her buddies with her, and they were all like scene-y type scene kids. They looked like came right out of fucking Hot Topic. And I remember walking. I mean, we were probably the only we were maybe under 10 black kids there, but we were one of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There weren't many of us,
I'm just going to say it's kind of funny that we all met each other before being in a band. We met each other. We seen each other in the industry.
That's what I'm trying to.
That's so crazy.
I'm trying to present that here, and even
You
in
guys are
terms,
like a godsend.
and even in terms, when Cam joined the band, we weren't looking for a guitar player. And then think about Joe and his journey here through Road to the Throne. What a different journey.
You should.
We were we are getting to know band members before even allowing another person to the door. But the whole going back to 6 people and being a sextet. Okay? And the responsibilities of that and the value of that is what I'm saying is the very value of having a 6-piece band is the existence of one. Not saying that you're in one online. The very physical realm of there actually being a group of people that are doing this. See, there's a lot of Facebook bands and there's all kinds of like synthetic, and we're talking about AI later on and what's real and what's not. But what makes us cool is that we're real. So when and we've always prioritized real. And that's going to blur during this conversation tonight. We don't have long because we have an interview with Savage Ladies and Concert Junkies after this. So if any of you guys want to ask us questions, we're not going to do any calls tonight. We'll blow some smoke on that. Smoke. Perfect. We're going to actually cut this a little bit short this evening. That's why we came on early. Melissa, where are you going? You can't leave. Shh. Just kidding.
That was great
she's
ASMR though.
See how hungry she is? She crept in here and grabbed the chips.
Yeah.
Here, wash it down with some hand sanitizer. That's all we got to drink.
Hey, guys, I feel like someone's missing.
I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
I was going to get to that.
Wait, we have someone missing?
Well, yes. Well, we're on stage.
Oh my God.
Well, hold on. On stage, we're a 6-piece. But on the show, we're a 4-piece. What I was going to say is, and never has there ever been a 6-piece that allows everybody to write. So every member in this band has the ability to write songs. I just want to make that clear. That I believe that there aren't other bands that offer that sort of thing. Not because we're better than people. That gets misunderstood. Every time I offer something that somebody doesn't offer, I'm a crazy narcissist.
It's not a better than. It's just a different thing.
It's right. It's saying that there's something unique.
It's saying I sell black, you sell blue.
That's right. It's saying that there's a different type of fabric.
To offer.
There's that we're woven from different threads. Mm-hmm. You know, you do cotton and we do silk around this motherfucker.
And
You
what?
guys had
People
to-
that like cotton get pissed at the fact that you sell silk?
Right, or that we have sheeps and wool. I dig it. No.
Nah.
But
Stop.
But I'm here. But what I want people to know is sure, me and Melissa created the band a long time ago with a whole bunch of different people that don't matter. We also weren't trying to like get a record deal. We weren't trying to, be attack. We weren't trying to do something. We weren't trying to get to any level. You think bands have these levels and these ideas of they're climbing these corporate ladders. We've always just been us. We've never really been accepted by anybody. So when people are like, you better tell William to stop having his podcast on Wednesday or we're going to stop listening to the music. Nobody gives a shit. I just want to make it clear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We had a couple people request that this show happens every Wednesday. And the nucleus, the meat and potatoes of this show is the rock and metal reset. Some bands don't have an agenda, and I respect that. You know what I mean? Or their agenda is playing with DW, or their agenda is getting a record deal, or their agenda is... That's fine, but that's not my agenda.
Again, it's a company just that offers something different.
I'm just... Right, we offer a different product in terms of art, entertainment, and music. If you want to go over and vote on Twitch for your favorite bands, there's a lot of bands that are doing that. You'll never have to worry about that. Not over here. You'll never have to worry about it. If anybody books us, it's because they called me on the phone and they got some bread for it. So that doesn't make me a narcissist. That makes me a motherfucker with a game plan.
You're talking about what it is.
Right. This has always been my company. That's always been my girl. It's just y'all just discovering that now. So that's a surprise. That's a shock to you. These guys elected me as their leader, and they elected me to write the music. So it's important for me to disclose to you that everybody here has the ability to write music. Some of our best songs and best parts of the songs weren't written by me. Our most favorite song in the world wasn't written by me and Sepsiss. So there you have it. Not to mention, you don't know a lot of bands that include their staff or merch people or their managers or their security. We've opened up the books as regular human beings because we offer something different. And I said regular, meaning we come with flaws, faults. We're a little bit different, like Johnny said, meaning there's enough bands out there that are picture perfect, that are reaching for that star. Those are those other bands. They're doing Hail Satan and they're beating people up in the mosh pits and that's cool. That's for them. We don't beat on people that don't want to beat back. We fight on people that like to fight. So when we are outspoken here, that's who we're talking to. That's who we're addressing. It's important to understand that the music that we make is a soundtrack to all the different personalities and different beliefs. And Cam doesn't believe everything that I believe in. Me and Johnny don't agree. That's why we start every program. Me and Mr. Pemberton tell y'all every program on the Honeycomb Hideout that it's crime and punishment. It's yin and yang. That we promote these type of conversations because it's smart conversations that we need to challenge social constructs. And the places that we get stuck in the world, when we get stuck there, it's only sensible conversations that can wiggle and move those blocks and get the gears turning again. So we definitely bring up some tough situations. And I know some of you guys for the first time are wondering why I'm sitting at this table. It's because I own the fucking table.
Not only that, bro, you built the
I know. I literally
table.
own this. I literally own this table. Bars gave it to me for Christmas one year.
Yeah, I did do that.
So I literally own the table.
Yeah.
Real
And
shit.
it's a ping pong table for anybody who want that smoke.
I was just about to say we also have ping pongs for it. We can have a ping pong.
For all you
batch.
motherfuckers during the pandemic that was talking shit about playing me in ping pong, why don't we settle our differences with table tennis? So the good news is we're going to continue to talk about the reset being the meat and potatoes of every Wednesday right here on the Honeycomb Hideout. So that's the good news. We're going to continue to do that because that's what people ask us to do. For the few people who are having a difficult time watching this program and seeing my personality for the first time and you're learning, oh my God, like this guy's running the show. It's a big disappointment. Oh, he writes all the music. Oh no. Here's your chance right now to go and fuck yourself.
Timestamp.
Here's a chance right now to run away. Some of you went over there and started complaining to my girlfriend that you don't like me and stuff like that. She doesn't give a shit, bro. I'm telling you, you can complain all you want to. We've never had so much fun. We ain't never been more in love. We ain't never writing the best music that we've ever written in our life. I love these motherfuckers, and they love me. So the good news is we're not going anywhere. The bad news is we're not going anywhere.
So they better figure it out.
Welcome to the Honeycomb Hideout. I've got terrible news, Lexi. Mr. JP, our favorite manager in the world, is not here tonight.
No.
But
Why aren't you using his microphone?
But he is in the chat.
He's in the chat?
He says hello and he loves us.
Oh my God, I love you too.
So Lexi was all up in arms earlier because she didn't know that JP, and you know how she takes things hard.
Yeah.
And we just got done talking about how hard it is to get 6 people in a room. And if you don't know anything about having a live cast like this, it's fun to watch on that side, and go, oh, that's cool. We throw a fucking sheet over a table and just start talking about rock and roll. But no, people get mad at you. You talk about challenging things. You got to make it here. There's gas money involved. People forget how challenging the world is, schedules, right? But the most difficult part of having a band is getting people in the same room to rehearse, to practice. With casting, we don't get to audition this stuff. Mm-hmm. We just come on here live and we make mistakes like real people. And I think that gets overlooked in the perfect world of metal, in the perfect world of everybody reaching for that star, you know what I mean? It's easy to look at what we do because it is unique. We do talk about local bands. We do, hold the light to some. And when you do hold the light to some, you can't hold the light to everyone, So that's part of the difficult conversations here. And it's hard to get 4 people in a room. For you guys that don't know, to my left is Lexi, better known as our celebrity merch girl. She started working for the band. When did you start working for the?
I started working for y'all, I think it was like 2018. So probably about like 3 years now. I've been their merch girl.
Where did she get that? You think
I'm
you missed
really
a year.
bad at math. So
Well, I was away
probably
when
That's
not.
a long time ago.
that actually.
Why did you get
does-
3 years from that?
I'm probably
that
really bad.
does
at math.
add up because I was away from 18 to 19.
Yeah, I like just met
So
you
they-
and then you left.
yeah. They came
You
in.
met?
I met him
Yeah.
right, but like the day before he left.
Then I bounced
Really?
for about a year,
Yeah,
and then
Wow.
yeah. So like
So
I just met him. And he
what
was
did
like,
we
"Oh,
do
gotta
for-
go bye."
What did we do for bass?
Pretty
Did we just hum?
I think you helped with the
Sometimes
bass.
I might have played a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
sorry, bro.
Oh, we did have. Remember those auditions that we had? That was
The
fucking
guy that
crazy,
thought the devil was after him.
bro.
You told
Yo,
me.
we had some
crazy
fucking
stories.
crazy bass auditions. So John's been playing. John's on the show.
Hey guys.
Better known as the bass player from another naysayer, also known as the wife slayer and original Gate City player, Mr. Johnny fucking Impact.
Boo, boo. Oh.
So John's been in the band for 8 years, and he does play bass. He's playing bass right now in his mind. We got it.
He was
That was
playing
sound
bass
check.
this morning.
I do want to say though, because we gotta speed through this. That we normally start this at 7.
Yes.
And my heart goes out to JP and his family. Unfortunately, they got the super flu or whatever we call it now. I mean, there's so many different versions of the I think it's what do they call it? The Dinobots.
I don't know
They
what.
call
I don't know what.
yeah,
they call it some-
Decepticons.
Then they say, yeah,
It's something different now. I don't know.
Yeah, something different
Whatever.
now.
DEFCON 7.
Yeah,
Please heal.
it makes the sound effect.
So, and you know how it
everything.
is with this shit. You know how it is when you're healing. Things tend to get worse before they get better.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know about that. Look at your arm.
Yeah.
Show everybody your arm.
I still have tendonitis. I've had it now for over a month. And it definitely gets worse before. I mean, I don't know if it's better, but it's definitely I've seen some getting worse and then getting better than going back to worse.
It's because you're busy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
She's very busy, so she's moving around and picking shit up and putting stuff
This
down.
team
You never
is
understand.
probably the hardest working team I've ever had the pleasure of knowing.
We don't take no breaks. Right after
Yeah.
this, we're off to another interview.
Yeah, and you really don't understand until you hurt your hands how much you use
How
2
useless you are
hands
now.
for.
You're like, I don't do anything anymore.
Right.
That's really difficult.
Yeah.
So because I hurt my back a couple years ago, and the
Mm-hmm.
boys would be moving the amplifier for me, and I'd be over there fussing, I want to hurry up and hurt my back some more.
Right, because you start feeling like a burden because you're
Right.
all these people keep
don't worry
working
about,
for me.
I'll just watch the show. No, go ahead.
I'll just sit here.
That shit was funny because you were always coming in let me help it, and 6 people were like, no.
No, it was they would
They really
not.
did do that. They really, yeah.
They
was
would not.
really no.
But I'm going to be honest with you.
You had to go
because
sit down.
I'm
I
telling you.
wasn't having it.
Let me tell you, but I appreciate that because it was rehabilitation and I did a year of therapy. It was a long process to healing like that, to being able to twist and dance and throw guitars in the air again and do all that and have the pleasure of rocking with y'all like that. People don't understand. Only one little slip on the ice or, I mean, geez, you're the youngest one in the group.
Holding your phone for
She
too
told me
long.
she was in tears the other day, and I'm like, what's wrong? You're not going to be able to go outside and fucking. She's like, no. I'm like, what's wrong? You're not going to be able to fucking scream and go to work? No. What's wrong? You're not going to be able to make money and rule the world? No. I said, you're not going to be able to use your phone? No. You're not going to be able, what's your problem? You can't go on your laptop? She said, no. I said, what the hell is your problem, young lady? She looked at me, she goes, I'm afraid I won't be able to do merch next year. I was
real?
like, damn, that's what you worried about? I'm like, don't worry about that today. Let's just work one day at a time.
Huge fear. Yeah.
Because what happens is, no, but you're so wound up about that we're not taking, you leave space, you might not notice what needs to be done on a day-to-day, moment.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Can't have
There's a
your mind in the wrong
quote.
space.
You're right.
And yes.
There is a quote that I read one day, and it was, you can break something in 2 seconds, but it can take forever to heal it. You have got to be patient with the.
Well,
with
John.
anything.
Well, I went to go get in a fist fight one time at a strip club, and I broke my fucking arm. And Johnny will tell you, it wasn't good. And I'll tell you, I had to be off stage, but can I tell you something that came out of that? 2 things.
A lot of growth.
A lot of musical growth. I learned what I really cared about. I know that sounds fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, people come on here and everybody acts like big rock stars and that they're impenetratable and all that. I'm telling you guys right now, that shit, you want to bring a man, that you want to crush a man, you know what I mean? You take away his music and his ability to cook food for himself and write his own name and shit. I mean, my fucking whole arm, I'm telling you, the whole thing was crushed. It was like a massive accident. It was awful.
Yeah, weren't you out for like over a year with that or something?
I was off stage for easy a year. We were playing.
We were playing out.
We were playing. There were some of them I didn't play. Like, I stood up on.
We were playing out, and your arm was casted, bro.
And that, yeah, or I was off stage.
He was just holding the mic like this, or you
Or I
have
was
some
off
dope
stage.
ass trench coat on, and you'd be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna rock like this," and stuff like that.
Yeah,
He made it work, whatever he did.
Yeah,
But-
there were times when I was literally like behind the curtain, kind of.
Yeah.
At some shows.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was weird.
You
But
were up there with the.
yes, but that is also a time that we learned, like, all the metal kids in the band were like
Not bad.
learning how to just play bass, just play notes. Like, we just, like, because it's like, without me being on guitar, it was like we had another guitar player, and he had some different skills too. But look at him. But we
What's that
utilized
face
him. Don't
for?
let him talk that smack.
No. Chris is an awesome player. I'll give him credit where credit's due. He was decent.
I think he was one of the better. I think he was
He
one of the
was.
better guitar players that we've had.
He definitely was, but I'm
Sepsiss
just,
has had all good guitar players though. Bars.
I can
Name
definitely-
one bad guitar player that we've had.
I can't name one. I can't name one.
You can't name
one.
one.
I
Most
can't-
is here too.
I can't name one.
it's not the playing.
never
it's
had a
just
bad
the,
guitar player.
It's just the sound of a band at that time. It was rough.
Oh, no, I
like
know.
it was.
No, we
rough.
What do
couldn't
you mean by rough?
Meaning, I played really different. I played my guitar. I played unique sometimes.
Yeah.
Sepsiss music is weird. These motherfuckers have me writing the music.
Yeah.
So when you have a weird motherfucker writing the music, and then we got to teach everybody it. No arm. I can't teach the dude the music. I got to, like, play it on piano with my left hand. I got to show him. I got to point at the guitar. I got to tell him A minor, and then yeah.
Wow.
I got to tell him 16th note, palm mute, chug, pinch harmonic, slide, fourth. Stay on the fourth, and the change. Breakdown. Yeah, right. I'm like talking him through it.
He would have to know
That's
what those
why I
words
said this
meant.
fucking dude's good.
Because he learned the music the codex. He learned the codex.
I'd sit
learned
there.
the codex.
Yeah. I'd sit there. We talk through it, speech to text on the fucking phone. Whatever way we could figure it out.
Is that how you like kind of figured out how to do like what I like to call metal scat?
No. I learned that by being in prison. When I was in prison, I used to draw guitars on the fucking wall because there were no guitars. So I used to draw guitars on the wall and imagine playing them. So I had to imagine a scale length's worth of notes. And I would write them all out. And every now and then I would get like a piece of cardboard. And you can ask dudes in the state penitentiary, I would make elaborate fake guitars so I could keep my finger spacing right. Because I was so obsessed with being able to play that I didn't want to lose wherever I left off at. It was unacceptable to me. So people used to think I was crazy. They'd see me walking around screaming and playing with a broom. People stay away from you in prison when you do that.
And for those who don't know what guitar scat is, it's basically playing or beatboxing the guitar sounds with your mouth.
Yeah, this lady said the other day, we did something the other day. She goes, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "What?" She goes, "You just did something different. You just did something different." And I said, "What the fuck are you talking about?" She's like, I don't even know what she said. But she basically said I basically had figured out how to beatbox metal.
Yeah.
I said that.
Yeah.
I said it a long time ago. I said that way
That's
back.
true. You might have said that.
I said that way back. I said you could beatbox metal, bro.
That's
Easy.
It's crazy because, like, in jazz, they have scat singing.
Yeah.
And then in rap, they have beatbox. And in metal...
In jazz, they have beatbox, too.
Yep.
Yeah, they do.
Beatbox,
They do.
scat. And then in metal, they have, like, his version of metal scat beatbox. It's like his own like new thing. Like it's never been done before. He created this for.
we'll have to put some of this on high gain and like you know what I mean. Like maybe we could track out like you know what I mean, like a little bit of this.
No, I've tracked you out. I've tracked drums of yours as you beatbox and like metal drums.
It's the best way to do it.
I'm never doing it a different way again. I'm never doing it.
Yeah, let me know. For anybody out there that needs, any kind of like
It was actually pretty
heavy
funny.
metal MIDI patterns, just
When-
send me a microphone.
When we were
got you.
when you were teaching me the Sepsiss songs in the beginning, I don't know how many times we must have sat down and rewrote them, but it was always he would be beatboxing the riffs and be like, okay, do this, and then he'd make the beatbox sound and he'd be like, all right, now go into something like this.
This just came up in my head right now, and I just felt it was really important. This is a really weird time of the year for everybody, and I noticed like with JP being down and stuff like that. I know everybody out there is a nuclear fusion scientist, and everybody's like a meteorologist nowadays. For the love of God, please just take time this season to keep yourself healthy and keep your family, sturdy and prepared for what's to come. I think that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
We've all had such a crazy bunch of years that it's easy at any given time to just kind of reset and go, okay, we put up a post today that said, start the day with the people that you wake up with, because your cell phone and even your job and all that other stuff is going to be right there. You don't have to worry so much. Just start, with the people that matter the most, the people that care about you the most, and the people that you're prioritizing. We're never going to start this program. Then we're going to have this thing going on. It's 6:13. We better hurry up. Lexi, what do you got?
Okay. Are we going to openers or right to
We got to go. We got to go to
Recording,
openers.
Lexi?
No, we'll go to openers.
openers? Okay. Let's start with the 16 things metalheads really need to get over.
What is this? What is this, like a Me Mag Loudwire thing?
Yeah.
I love this stuff. So basically, this is an article saying this is 16 cliche things that metalheads need to get over.
Yeah.
Are you a metalhead?
Yeah.
Are you a metalhead? Let's see if we need to get over it.
Okay. So one of the things is bands aren't as big as they were in the 80s.
I'm not over that. I don't give a shit. I want to be the first one to say I don't care that bands aren't as big as they are in the 80s, because I think all isn't everything. I think, look at those bands in the 80s. They're all stressed out. They're all overweight. They're all angry. Mm-hmm. There's not much money left. They're all mad. It seems there's so many. This is the output that we get. You know what I'm saying? I can't really say, personally, we don't have a private, authentic observation of these people. But this, the racket you always hear, when you observe this stuff, when you do get the rare opportunity to see these folks at concerts, they're always being shown, much like we are here, in kind of a dramatic light. So it's hard to get to know. Like if you're watching this program and you don't like William and you just found out that like I write all the music and that somebody was mad about that this week. This is my thing this week. You're gonna love this. This week, I haven't been playing guitar my whole life. I learned guitar in prison. You've never heard me. Have you ever heard me say I'm the best guitar player ever?
No.
Never. I've never said that.
No.
I don't even think I've ever compared myself to another guitar player.
What
No.
I've heard, though, is other guitar players that I've ever seen around you say that you're good or you're the best they've
I
ever
appreciate
seen.
that. I would never. That blows my mind. I don't even want to talk about that anymore.
No, but
I don't.
That's
And I appreciate you pointing that out, but I don't even I don't even want to know that. I don't. I hope I'm not the best. I don't even care. Because if I'm not no good at playing the guitar, then that's good for me. Because I'm trying. Then guess what, motherfucker? I'm going to try real hard then. So if I'm not good at guitar, that means you can count on me. Since I've learned this week, somebody said I was terrible. And I said, oh, is that? I said, you know what? You're right. And I'm going to start practicing immediately. So when somebody tells me that I'm not good at something, I'm happy as a motherfucker. Because now I have all the reason to justify why I need to pour all my time, money, and energy into it. I'm a psychopath from way back. All I care about is playing guitar. So me being good or not being good don't even matter. It doesn't even matter to me. When I was terrible at guitar, that's all I wanted. And if I'm not good at it, it's still all I want to do. So when people used to tell me when I first started out how terrible I was. The only thing I wanted to do when they told me that is I wanted to pour all my money and attention into it. So when people tell me I'm not good at something that I want to do, it reminds me, damn, you might be right. I'm going to have to really work hard at it now and take it really serious. So when people tell me Sepsiss sucks, I go, that's just the motive. You have no clue how much I agree we are not there yet. That must mean to me I have to double down now. You're right. I need to be recommitted to everything I'm doing. That's the translation that a person like me gets. I'm a complete whack job about music. There's nothing in the world I give a fuck about more, and that's because music saved my life. So when you've had something save your life, my mother saved my life. There's only two things that saved my life. It's my mom, and my music is the only thing that I've ever seen make a prayer and come true. Is within song or through my mother's own words to me in my face. Now, I don't care what your experience is. That's my experience. Music saved my life for real. I don't have to ask anybody else for that authentication. I don't need another person to do that. I don't need a record label to do that. I don't need a manager to tell me about that. Mm-hmm. I got through prison with music. I got through abuse with music. I got through alcoholism with music. I got through homelessness with music. And many, many, many more. So when you tell somebody when you tell me, you're telling me to go pray to my God. Well, okay. I spend all the time with my energy. I spend all my time and all of my investment in my energy. And I spend all of my investment, my energies with the people I love. That's what I do every time. I take all of it, and I push it right back out to the people that I love the most in my life. It's not hard for me, because I already know what I want to be when I grow up. That's why I walk around and never have any fear. Mm-hmm. The man said to me this week, he said, you know what, Sepsiss, you should get rid of Will, man. I know 100 guitar players that can play 10 times better than him. I said, that's not what you know. Let me tell you what you know. I know 500 guitar players that are better than me, that play 10 times better than I do. So if all you know is 100 guitar players that can play better than me, well, then that's all you know. I know more than you do. I know that there's 500 billion guitar players that play better than me. The difference is, Cupcake, is I never ever set out to be perfect or better than any of them dudes. That's something you're putting me up to. So if I'm disappointing you, that's something you need to take personal inventory on. It's not a disappointment. It's a celebration of me practicing. Because it's a celebration of you reminding me, you're right. There are a lot of people out there that have much more than me. They're younger, they're richer, they're stronger, they can jump higher than me. And I celebrate them by being the best version of me.
Real shit. Next one is MGK is huge. Deal with it.
No.
I know a lot of metal guys are gonna like go crazy over this.
No. That is one.
What? You're saying that MGK isn't huge?
No, I get it. He's big and whatnot, but for being in the metal industry or whatever.
I've never heard it.
genre
I've
he's
never ever heard a metal song by.
That's my point. That is my point.
Ooh,
no,
you are triggered. What is it?
Yes.
Okay, so
Give
what
it
is
to
it?
us.
This dude.
Have you ever heard an MGK song?
Yes.
All right, hold on. Before he's mad. Johnny's mad.
Yes.
And I like this because I've never seen him this mad before. Has anyone here in the studio ever heard an MGK song from front to back?
Yes, I have.
Yes.
And I'm not
Yes.
talking about the Eminem one. That's no
That's
rap
a-
stuff.
No, I've
No,
heard his
I've heard
rock.
it.
No,
I've heard his rock.
pop.
You've heard the rock and roll stuff?
I've heard his
Rock
rock.
and roll.
Yeah.
I've
stuff.
heard.
So, because
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk no shit about none of this because I've never heard the guy play the guitar before.
Because it's pop punk, bro.
I'm gonna let Johnny
It's
talk,
pop
and I'm gonna
punk.
put my
It's
input
not
in.
metal.
Okay.
It's pop punk.
So educate me.
This dude is.
You like pop punk, don't you?
I do, but I don't. I don't like.
Do you think pop punk's even comparable, or
it's
as metal
not.
or
no,
hard rock people
no.
we need to care about this?
It's not. It's pop and punk.
I like that band.
Like-
As the City Sleeps. Do you like them?
I like them.
Do you know
Don't get
about
it
them? Put a one in the chat. Somebody tag them. They like
Don't
when
get
I
it
show, they
twisted.
like when we
I
troll them.
love pop punk, but for someone that's pop punk or that was in
You're
rap,
shaking.
yeah, this dude pisses me off.
Okay.
Sorry.
No. Go
Don't
ahead, get it.
apologize.
This
Do
is your
not
program.
apologize.
So someone
I've never
that
seen
goes
anything
in
like this before.
and talks mad shit about one of the greatest.
Hold on, stop. I've never heard Johnny say the words mad shit before.
From one of the greatest rappers, I'm gonna say Eminem, then go up to Slipknot, talk some more shit,
Stop,
change the sound completely,
stop.
and say that you're metal and not even
are
do
you
it.
mad at his personality or are you mad at his music? Are you
His music, bro, because you're saying that you're going in the metal industry, and challenging all these old dudes in metal.
I'm an old dude.
the old metalheads.
All right.
That
I don't
literally
feel
been-
challenged by MGK.
It's
I-
not even a challenge.
When I see
though.
him hold, now I'm not making fun of the boy. I'm trying to tell you something. He's a young man. I don't want to say nothing bad about him. I don't know nothing about him. People might like him. When I see him holding the guitar, he doesn't look like a guy that could play guitar. And I'm telling you just from a person that plays.
because he's not.
I'm just saying. But I'm
it's
just
this
saying.
guy coming
but
in.
not everything is based on. I think he does that look. I think Johnny to make you crazy. That's what I'm thinking.
I
I think he did it to
completely understand.
Eminem. I think he's doing it to you. No, but I'm saying though,
but
if
I mean-
Corey Taylor wears a mask and tells everybody, "Go fuck yourself," everybody gets all excited, right? You get to run around in a mask, you play a game. You know what I'm saying? You hide behind a pink guitar and do all that fucking shit. You know, these guys aren't coming on live talking to people doing all that.
No, but at
It's
least
just
Corey
it's
at least
advertising, isn't it?
at least Corey Taylor has some skill behind what he's doing in his music.
You saying that MGK's not skillful?
Not in metal.
He doesn't make metal. You already established that.
Yeah. So why are you acting
I
like
get
you're,
what he's trying to
why,
say.
Why are you
No,
going in?
no. Hold on. First of all, the meme mags post MGK to get the metal kids mad.
Period.
That's why they
I-
said
I-
MGK
so-
is huge. Deal with
Right,
it.
right. So the article is Loudwire or one of these guys or Metal Injection or one of these guys or Blabbermouth, right? Those magazines are meme troll style magazines. They take crazy TMZ style stories and they post the thing that they can get the many comments on social media as they can. That's why we go in there and torture those fucking kids, because it's hilarious.
I completely understand that. But, man, for someone saying
I'm going to listen to his music after this, because I've never heard MGK.
It's like Hawthorne Heights super popped out.
When I heard a piece of it, and I honestly, you know what I first heard? When I first thought of?
Blink-182?
No, I said Ezra could do it better.
That's what I said. That's exactly what I thought.
I hope he's watching this.
I thought of the rapper Ezra from Manchester, New Hampshire. You remember Ezra with the blonde hair?
Yes. Yep. I said the same thing. I said
watching
we were just doing this a year ago.
I said the first time I ever heard rappers doing that was Ezra, and I said Ezra could do that shit 10 times better than that boy.
Way better. Way better.
Are you more upset at the fact that they're claiming that he's metal when he does pop
Yes, you're
punk
you're
genre?
Completely miscategorizing.
But that's the ad, though. That's the ad. That's the ad.
When I'm gonna make sure. Okay, remember this. Timestamp this everywhere. I want everybody at home to remember this. Our next 2 singles is gonna be Bleed Lines and Romance and Reality, and I will make sure that our PR companies push us into some meme mag shit. And I wait till you see how many people descend upon us and talk shit just like you are. Because Melissa has cyber dreads or we wear colorful clothes. You know how many people talk shit? They say, oh, I don't like MGK because he has a pink guitar. And I don't like what he's doing because he sounds different.
There's a lot.
Who else sounds different and wears bright clothes?
Sepsiss.
We do.
I just wanted to point out some of the things that seem irritating when you think about other. I always tell other bands this all the time. I've had people with enough balls to come to me and say, "Man, Sepsiss irritates me because you guys did that and you guys do that and you guys do that." And when I represent them and I give them my shoes to walk around in a little bit, and they go, "Wow, this feels kind of nice, man." Now looking at it from your point of view, you know what I'm saying? I can see why it feels good to be different.
Yep.
Because in a sea full of motherfuckers being the same all the time, it wasn't hard for me and Melissa to take a different path. It wasn't hard for us to. She's told you guys all the time why we took a different path. Because rock and roll and heavy metal made Sepsiss by not accepting us in the first place. If you find people, and you will, that are mad that we're interracial, that we're African and we make African American music, that we have blues and rap and hip hop influences, we wear African style clothes, urban style clothes. Melissa has an African hairstyle. You can go read about our genetics. We put our genetics and our DNA online for everybody to see.
Big fan.
23 and Sepsiss.
There are a lot of aspects about this band that make people uncomfortable. And most of them are things that are different to rock and roll and heavy metal. We are biracial. We're a couple band.
Yes.
We're a public band. We you know what I'm saying? A lot of bands upstairs in the green room. We come down and hang out with everybody at the shows. Most bands at our level won't even come in.
No, this is true.
So, so that
I will say this, but it's kind of like
we live in a time now. It's finally okay. You know, when I was growing up as an African American, where I lived at, it was a very diverse place. But being brown and being in rock and roll and being in metal was looked down upon. This is my experience. You know, because I had fluffy hair and brown skin, I wasn't allowed to play in some different activities. You know what I'm saying? We're fortunate enough to work and live in a world now where somebody like Melissa can follow her dreams. Or somebody like Lexi can follow her dreams. She don't have to, you know what I'm saying? People now, you know, when I was growing up, you know, you had to be in a gang or hurt somebody to be a rapper. There's nothing musical about that.
Yeah, no, and don't get it twisted. It's not the music that is my big thing with MGK.
It's style, you don't like
being missed. it's being
I think-
miscatalogued.
Well,
a lot,
well,
and
guess
that's what's
what?
really annoying.
But guess what? Labels make catalogs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Retail stores make catalogs.
It's an
People
ad.
people say female fronted or African American fronted or whatever it is. Me and Melissa front the band. Are we African American biracial duet fronted? We need a catalog for that. We'll be the only one in it. We're the best in the catalog. So anytime you need to be best in something, you just make a new catalog. We got in this whole thing today about what is AI versus computer generated art. Because now AI is like fat-free or organic. It's just a buzzword at this point. It's like metaverse. Remember when metaverse was cool for a few years? Everything was meta.
Everything
Yeah,
was
today
4K.
we're looking at a photo and I mistaked it. And I was like, this looks like AI, but it was like, but we took it apart and we're like, wait, this is not
It's just
AI.
digital art. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and we'll get to that. But this what, you know, we look at new stuff and we go, oh my God, it's a kid with a pink guitar. Kill it, you know? Oh no, it's an African American kid that has R&B roots and he turned the distortion up. You know what I'm saying? It's not metal. It's not. But what it's heavy metal is what created Sepsiss. Me and Melissa tried to fit in with all the metal kids. They hated us. We tried to make the music like they did. We weren't good at it. We tried to fit in with all the mosh pit kids. They wanted to beat us up, talk shit about us online. They didn't have no respect for us. So we left. I wish I could say heavy metal was good to me and Melissa. It never has been. We've always been treated poorly. So as a result, we've always stuck up for ourselves. So sometimes people get mad when we stick up for ourselves. But we've always stuck up for ourselves because we've always had to. And people go, why are you going to take it out on rock and roll? Or why are you going to take it on heavy metal? Or, Will, that's messed up that you don't have heroes in rock and roll. Well, I do. That's called the African Americans in the slave trade that started gospel and blues and country. That pioneered,
That painted the way.
that paved the way from music like rock and roll. And rock and roll paved the way for music like hip hop. Now don't get mad at me. Get mad at music history. Let's move on.
Okay. Want me to keep going over the 16 or move along because of time?
Oh shit! I forgot the time. You know what? Let's hear about the stage left thing. Let's hear about that because Johnny had something interesting. That it was quick too.
All give
right.
it to us, Johnny.
So, a few days ago, you asked me about bands wearing their own merch,
And
and
oh,
if
I did.
that's
Yeah.
and if that's acceptable or not. So it got me in my bag about this, and metal bands out there. If
Oh, no.
you are not promoting your shit in any way, stop what you're doing. Because you're literally just destroying everything that you're building around. You're not putting any
This guy's on
work.
fire today. Hold
into
on.
it.
I couldn't even get to the bottom of that.
Timestamp that.
Hold on.
That was a powerful thing, Impact.
You-
Hold on.
You're-
Are you for? Hold on. Both of y'all are some
Will,
crazy
light the
people.
fire.
Because if you're not willing to put your work and you're too afraid to promote your
See
own
what you
shirt, you're too afraid to sell your own merchandise.
John. Are you for bands wearing their own merchandise or against?
I'm for 100%.
How about you?
Well, as the merch girl,
That was good.
I am always
It is what
going
it
to
is.
say, because, I mean, band members are people. So my job as a merch person is everyone to wear the band's merch, including the people in the band. Because they're a
Yeah.
part of that.
And what better way to model your own storefront
And advertise.
and advertise it than wear it on stage? And then when people see it after the show, they can go over
Well,
to your merch.
Can I tell
Table
you
and stuff
something
like that.
about bands? Well, they'll say as tradition that bands should not wear their own merch on stage. I've heard this. This is true for heavy metal music, especially underground metal. If you look at like breaking metal or even bands that are trying to break, they don't care. Like back when like Asking was trying to break, you know what I mean? They always had their stuff on. Same could be said for like bands that cheat that, right? And they have a look like Sepsiss. We might not wear the star on stage, but we do a bunch of brandy type shit that promotes our brand over and over again. And what's different if you're wearing a shirt on stage or you've got huge scrims and side scrims on the back and big backdrops and everything with your logo on it. So I can have a big backdrop logo on it, but I can't have it on my hat. I don't understand why there's so much energy behind it today.
Plus, we're not in high school. There shouldn't be a dress code.
I think you should live and let live. I'm with you on this one, John. I get it though. Like
it's one of those things. Because if you're not doing that, then you're not
wanna
going to
know why?
help build a show.
Do you want to know why? Because in underground metal, it's unpopular to be successful or popular.
It's unpopular. It's people
I'm
in the
telling you that.
underground metal, at least in my hometown, it is unpopular to bring people in. It is unpopular to promote a show in my own hometown, under my own home experience. You people out there that are doing this are literally destroying a fucking community that bands have built for years trying to build. If you are doing this, you are worse than shaming.
Hey, I mean, I'm
Public
not.
shaming.
This is his town.
Stop.
I'm not. I mean, he lives here. I don't know what to do. I'm shocked.
I'm
Also,
sorry,
another
it's my
thing,
city.
too.
I love this city.
I come from a city not too far from here, but this is gonna blow your mind. They don't even allow heavy metal in my town.
Wow.
But they allow
they don't
music.
even allow it. I don't know. And I don't even. Growing up in my town is the most musical town in the whole state, and I've never. We've been playing it. We've been playing rock and roll and metal, for over 12 years. I've never played my hometown ever once. Ever once.
Wow.
I've played it not as a
Metal act.
right. I've played it. I played in front of 16,000 people in that town. But it wasn't metal.
Wow. Another thing too, though.
Yeah.
Most underground bands, most of them,
How do you know most?
well,
A handful.
yeah, a handful, a small amount of what I can only speak from my experience.
She
I don't
went
know
from a
about their
most to a
experience.
small amount.
I don't know about their experience, but from the bands that I've came across, some of them probably can't afford a nice fancy scrim like you guys see behind us.
Some of them can't.
Some of them can't. So they can't, go up on there and be like doing their stuff. The people in the fans
Yeah,
are like, who is this
what if
band?
this is your first time that you've ever had a band T-shirt, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is your first opportunity. Remember, like we had. What the
Yeah,
fuck,
we
man?
were there.
Remember that time when we didn't have no merch, but we had just enough to buy that one person in the band one goddamn Sepsiss shirt, and that one fucking shirt circulated in the band for 2 months before we bought another one.
Right.
We like took that shit off. Like, can I wear it next? I mean, that's how it is, man. You can't hate on nobody for
Right.
No.
for
But-
enjoying their craft. Because a lot of bands want to take that experience. That's part of being in the band is walking that experience, getting your first box of merch, getting your first stickers, going sticker bombing. Like, I wouldn't give up that for the world. I still
Right.
do that now because it's fun,
And when they're up on stage and they don't have that fancy scrim, they don't have that fancy drum head saying what their band name is.
Yep.
People in the crowd are not gonna know who they are. 1, 2, they probably didn't hear
Right, this
you
is their
announce
opportunity.
yourself because they just came back from smoking a cigarette and getting a beer real quick. So really, all you have is your merch. So at that point, you kind of have that.
Some people count on the right. Some people do count on the merch to create the conversation. Not everybody's Father fucking Flanagan
Right.
Yeah.
ready to do a sermon on Mount Sinai.
And even so, if you're too ashamed to wear your own product, or even ashamed, why are you trying to sell it? If you know that you yourself think it's whack, why are you trying to sell some?
Oh,
whack
I
shit,
kind of agree with that. Like trying to
Yeah.
sell somebody a vehicle that you wouldn't drive in yourself.
Like that's the way I look at metal bands that do that. It's like,
Nobody got that. That's okay.
Yo, that's
I did.
yo.
Mic drop. All right. Yo, you know what? I'm going to keep it real. I don't even want to go to the headliner because it's so fucking good. We might have to come back another time.
We're gonna have to come back the next time, guys. We are an hour and 5 minutes.
We have to
in.
go to
It's-
because we have to go to an interview right now.
It
I'm
is
so sorry.
6:39
I really
right
wish I
now,
could
just
have
to-
this work out another way.
Just another time. Just another
But I
time.
apologize to everybody because we're gonna have to unfortunately look at Lexi, man. I'm sorry.
That hour went by so quick.
I'm
Like
looking-
I
how
thought
we
we
have to
were
go.
still like I thought we were still like gonna have like
But this is good
Time for
evidence for
everything.
all the people that have ever said that William or Sepsiss is late, because that's a lie. It's because
2 hours
here
early.
is our a good example of our prioritizing skills.
yeah we were
Lexi's
2 hours.
so pumped. No, but we're gonna listen. We're gonna end this, and because this is a program that happens every Wednesday, I really hope that JP can. I feel happy if JP can come back and talk about this, because I feel like this
No,
could be.
He would love.
JP,
that.
come back.
So, guys, next Wednesday, let's take it up. It's going to be about AI. There's a lot on it. It's about AI music, AI art, painters, the future of music. I mean, if I was to even crack this right now,
It
I'm
go
going
on
to
for
jump
hours.
up in the air.
It's gonna be
I'm going
hours.
to say the F word. Someone's
Yeah.
going to try to cancel me. They're going to be calling my girlfriend, leaving her messages. We already did that last week. We got to go. If you guys want to ask questions and hang out with us, go check out Concert Junkies with Rob and John. And also stop by the Savage Ladies of Metal, say what's up to Fran, and go see us live on their program right after this. You